Hello, hello, hello. I am Ben the Bold, and welcome back to another episode of our Icenia campaign. Look at Icenia up here in the north. It is a solid power block, and it is huge and very powerful at the moment. In today's episode, we will continue to go to war with some of these northern tribes and to continue to expand up into Caledonia as well as into Ireland. We also might start looking at going to war on the mainland. We'll see what happens. I have talked a lot about how I kind of wanted to do maybe a slave raiding war where I dive down here into the mainland and maybe not necessarily with the goal of conquering territory, but instead with the goal of just taking pops and sending them back to the Iceni. I want to just continue to pump up the population of Great Britain as much as possible. And as you can see, in the population map mode, I kind of have done that. Venta is a thriving city, and I'm starting to gather and transform some of the other settlements in the area into thriving cities as well. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to unpause the game and look at where we are. We are almost done fabricating a claim on the Demonians. They are up here. I believe their actual main army, though, is somewhere on Ireland. That's going to be okay. I just have this group of mercenaries here to kind of hold down the fort. Looks like the Seleucid civil wars have ended. Let's just take a look at that real quick. What does that look like? Oh, the Seleucid Empire is not really what it once was. It doesn't really matter if the civil wars have ended or not. It's not doing so hot. I am losing manpower. What's up with that? Where am I losing my manpower? I don't see it. Maybe it's just, we'll see what happens. I have some trade offers. Ooh, vegetables, move slaves cost minus 10%. Doesn't really matter who I go with. I'll go with you. I believe you're the Massalians. That's perfect for me. Making plenty of cash, plenty of cash. Gonna go ahead and declare war. Take Caledonia. The Irish tribe will join. I'm not too worried about them. Go ahead and move some of my horsemen up to the north as well. Or maybe I will take them this way. It looks to me like they are going to be able to mop up any resistance that the Demonians can provide. Well, maybe not. I will move you to the north after all. Now, this army, this mercenary army, do they have my military technology? Because my military technology should be much better than anyone I'll face here. In which case, that should allow me to win the war pretty much with ease. Although they are just mercenaries. They are not my loyal troops. So I am going to move in just my cavalry army. They are going to take a lot of attrition weight, but it's going to be okay. They're going to siege down this province, and that's pretty much going to be it for the Demonians. I could think about declaring peace already, but instead I'm going to go ahead and try to capture this Irish tribe as well. I'll go ahead and just leave my mercenaries up here, but move my horsemen down towards Ireland. All in all, this should be a fairly simple, straightforward war. I have plenty of manpower. I'm not worried in the slightest about that. Go ahead and just keep moving you all the way to Ireland. When I think about assaulting this, no. I only have 3,000 men who can't even assault it here. Do they have... Oh, it's mostly chariots. That makes sense. I'll just sit, let them siege that down. No worries there. Looks like they are going to try to come in and fight my mercenary army. That's perfectly fine. Those aren't my men anyway. And we have a death in the army. We have a death. What was her job? She was the Chancellor. Chancellor is a pretty important job. It helps reduce aggressive expansion. I'm going to go ahead, though, and put this guy, Carvilius Caracatus, there. He's not the best, but he's at least loyal, and sometimes you go with who's loyal and not who's best. We are sieging this down rather quickly. It does not look like the Irish want to come. The Utica want to come and attack me. And just like that, we are the dominant power in... Well, we were already the dominant power, but boom, just like that. No, don't you attack. Don't do that. Wow, that was fast. Let's go ahead, keep moving on. Keep pushing forward. Don't siege this back, please. I mean, it's not like you'll be able to hold it for very long. I have an army way down here. What's this? Oh, I bet they hired mercenaries. Is this army black flagged? Yeah, they are. Alright, well, I'm not going to worry too much about that then. Alright, and just like that, we are at 100% war score. That is going to allow me to completely annex both of these countries. Gonna hit the button. I actually think I will lose some aggressive expansion here because I'm going to take... Well, no, I guess I gained a little bit. But regardless, I will go ahead and, well, as soon as you stop moving, disband you. I'm going to disband my mercenaries. I think I'll leave my horsemen up here in Ireland for the time being. They're not taking any attrition at the moment, so that seems good. I know that immediately the very first thing that I want to do is convert culture. I also will hopefully increase the civilization value here, but I want to convert culture because it's going to be a pain to colonize Ireland. And so I want to go ahead, and I actually will probably start thinking about moving some pops into this area as well. Some Iceni population, some Iceni tribesmen, some Iceni slaves into this territory just to help me colonize it faster. Once I get the colonization rolling, it's actually not that bad, but just getting it started and getting a bigger foothold with more and more pops in Ireland, it's such a pain. Most of these little settlements looks like these uncolonized areas of land looks to only have 2, or every now and again I see 3. I saw one with 5 earlier. So there's not a ton of pops here on Ireland, but we are going to change that. Alright, let's go ahead and disband these mercenaries. Cool. So if I were to actually move pops here, like move pops to here, I can just move them from there. And that's because there's just not a lot of pops here. I believe that... Oh, I'm going to go ahead and keep the national citizen output going. I believe that how this works is if I can push a lot of Iceni pops here, I can then jump them one province over. Otherwise, I can only move pops from this province. I think I have that right. I'm not the greatest when it comes to colonization or just moving pops around in general, but I believe that's how it works. So let's actually start thinking about moving pops to here. So, I want to move some Iceni tribesmen. Move you. I'll move you. You. One more of you. And that'll be good for now. Looks like I have an event. I could gain a granary. That would be nice. I could lose 5 popularity and instead gain a foundry. Or I could lose 10 I'm just going to get the granary. I'll take the positive outcome whenever possible. My manpower reserves are very high at the moment. I'm going to go ahead and keep moving some pops. Yes, you see now I can move a full 9 Iceni. That's exactly what I want to do. Now I have how many people here? 13. Oh no! Oh, and his time has come. Divicacus Sonorus, my brother, my trusted friend who is actually losing loyalty, has died. Despite the fact that he was a pretender to the throne, I guess he's no longer my brother, he's now my uncle. Despite the fact that he was a pretender to the throne, my uncle did have he did play a large role in raising me. I was always jealous of his long locks of hair, but here he is. He has passed away, And I wish I could hold a grand funeral in his honor. He was a great high priest. Look at that. Religious score, 14. I've also lost a magistrate. It looks like I need to go ahead and get another governor. I'm not looking to do that. Let's see. I want someone nice and loyal also who has high finesse. I think Ica, is the perfect governor here. She is fairly prominent as well. That's okay. So she will now be the one focusing on converting culture here. Her finesse also keeps the loyalty nice and high, correct? And then I will need a new high priest. No one lives up to my uncle, though. I will go ahead and make Rhea, Sonora, the high priestess. She's going to give me an increased omen power of 18%. That's still pretty good. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and hit that unpause button again. I have pushed a lot of population here. I now have 13 pops. Let's see. Which would be best to colonize? I'm going to colonize here since you have 3 pops. Boom. And we're already starting to push out towards Ireland. Can I colonize here? No. Recently supported colonization. Cannot do another before the 14th of July. So about a year. In the meantime, I can think about moving some more pops. Well, there we go. Move slaves. I'll go ahead and take that down another 10%. And I think I will go ahead and get national slave output up by 5%. That seems good to me. Fish, sure. I know that trading away fish means that I will start to trade away my food producers, but I don't think there's anywhere that's starving at the current moment. I'm okay with that. I'm going to go ahead and build another couple boats. How about 2 more of these and 1 more of these? Actually, I think I'm going to try to just make it a nice even 30 ships. So that would be 27. So I'll build 1, 2, 3 of these as well. That will give me a fleet of 30 ships. I think that might be all I do in this fleet, just 30 boats. I like that nice round number. And I think I'm going to use that to start thinking about wars on the mainland. I also, while I'm colonizing Ireland, I also have to think about colonizing the rest of the British Isle and colonizing up here into modern-day Scotland. Let's see how you are. You have 6 pops, and none of them are Icenia, so I'll need to start moving pops there. And then, of course, none of you are Icenia. I'll go ahead. But your assimilation rate's pretty high, so that's going to be okay, at least for now. In 6 months, we'll be able to colonize another province here. Correct. How many pops do we have here? Yeah, 12. So in 6 months, we'll be able to colonize there, and then we'll start moving some of these Icenia tribesmen around a little bit. In the meantime, we are increasing our assimilation rate, which is going to help us just turn more and more of our men into Icenia. Once we get a nice foothold in Ireland, I might go ahead and switch that governor policy to increase civilization, although that'll have to be once we really get the colonization starting to roll. Social mobility is still good here, I think, especially since I have tribesmen. I want those tribesmen to promote out of being tribesmen into being citizens and freemen, and it looks like that's going to happen. Although, right now I'm converting a freeman into a citizen. That's going to be okay. I want to be converting those tribesmen, though. I think I'm also going to go ahead, and since I have just a little bit of funds as well as an empty building slot, I'm going to go ahead and build an aqueduct. I eventually want to turn Venta into a thriving metropolis. That's not quite as easy as it sounds, especially because Venta is not a port city. Instead, maybe a better option would be one of the, like, here, although you are starting to run out of population capacity. Of course, civilization increases population capacity. Let's see. You are mostly Icenia, so I'm going to go ahead. Oh, I have another death. I'm going to go ahead and push this to civilization effort since many of you will do well to civilize a little bit more. That will also increase my population capacity, which is very helpful. Alright, so I have 30 ships here. Perfect. And I actually... military restructuring. Alright, so she's fairly loyal. If I gave her more troops, she'll probably become disloyal at a faster rate. But how old is she? She's pretty old. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and say, go ahead and recruit some people if you want. Or no, just get morale of armies up some. That's fine. She does have lots of schemes. I don't really... Well, now she's content. I don't really... haven't really done much in the terms of all these people's, like, schemes. It would be kind of cool to know... to play around with that a little bit more. Let's go ahead and colonize this land. Looks good to me. Alright, so now I'm going to need to move a bunch of my Iceni slaves and tribesmen from this specific settlement into... Let's go ahead and move it to Icenia. I'm just going to pretend that that's how you pronounce that name. And just like that, this once rather large little settlement only has 2 pops in it. And that's going to allow us, which one? Both of these have 4 pops. You have the higher population capacity, although you are at least in the same province, so I'm going to go with you for now. That's going to be good, and I will soon push some more pops that direction. And just like that, we have quite a few pops. We have 25 pops in this province. That's not terrible. It's not amazing either. I think I'm going to go ahead and use some political influence to go ahead and get another building slot here. And let's start looking and planning our conquests in northern Gaul. It looks like the Lexovians are really starting to expand. They also are allies with... Alright, so there's this nice... Oh, a child is born. I have a son, which means I have a new heir to the throne. Perfect. What's his name? Please be something easy to pronounce. It's Lecterius. Ooh, I like that name. Oh, and I have a new daughter. I guess I had twins. Luna. I love that name too. Alright, so the Lexovians, they are allied with pretty much all three. These 3 nations have allied together. That's fine. You might be an easy target. Let's see. You have also allied with your... kind of neighbors. You know who you are not allied to? And you don't have a port, so I'm guessing you don't have much of a navy. No. Okay, I think we have found our first area of potential conquest on the mainland. So I'm going to go ahead and fabricate a claim. Looks like we're about to get another oratory advance. Alright, so my king could himself... Well, it looks like he is going to gain 120. Oh, because I'm corrupt, so that's going to increase my corruption. That's not amazing. Let's see what happens when I get my oratory advances. My civilization level will rise. That's good. And this is all going to happen in about 6 months. So very soon. I will have a chance to have change governor policy cost minus 20%. I am definitely going to take that, because I have been changing my governor policy cost quite a bit lately. Also, monthly loyalty, I'll want that. Hold triumph costs. I have not held a triumph yet, so I may pass on that one, at least for now. And then religious advances, you are also coming up soon in about a year, or about 6 months, actually. So that's going to make my Omen power even stronger. I will definitely be wanting that ruler popularity gain. Sacrifice of the Gods could help too. Wrong culture, group happiness. I don't have a ton of pops not in my culture group, although the more I expand into Ireland, the more that's going to be an issue. I'm going to go ahead. Oh, barbarians. Go to this location. Alright, so I have barbarians. I do not want to have to deal with them, but it is what it is. I'm going to move, let's see. I have a fort. I could hire these mercenaries back, but I don't really want to lose the military experience to do that. It'll cost me 10 military experience. I don't really want that to happen because I do want to keep moving down this line, especially to get to like heavy infantry defense. I should probably build some more heavy infantry, especially if I'm going to be waging war here in the south. I'll move you. Oh, and you need a commander. Let's see. Oh, she looks good. Although she is probably going to be better for my fleet. But I already have a commander for the fleet. I don't really want to take you away. Alright, so you will be my new commander here. Let's just make sure your tactics are good. Looks like you should be skirmishing. You already are skirmishing. That's fine. We're going to use these two armies to hopefully crush the barbarians when they inevitably come towards our fort. Interesting. You cannot move any more slaves from... Oh, so am I stuck here? Are all my slaves... I can't move them, as they are all required for holdings that characters have. Oh no. Interesting. Interesting. I didn't know that would happen. Okay, well, looks like I'll need to start moving some more Iceni slaves here. The barbarians are still coming down from the south, mostly because I had forgotten to unpause the game. They have now moved into my territory. I am forming an army that will deal with them, although unfortunately they are going to take some slaves. Decrease the civilization value by 23%. Oh dear. Wow. That is terrible. I definitely need to think about building more forts up there. Alright, so speaking of civilization value, our civilization value has increased by 2. That is going to be very helpful. Maybe we will be able to reclaim that most civilized country in the world title. And yeah, so I have plenty of money, so let's go ahead and get the monthly loyal... No, let's do change governor policy costs down by 20%. That's going to be very nice. You barbarians, I cannot stand you. Don't... Do I want to send my horsemen in on a fool's errand? I don't. Alright, it seems like the game thinks we're going to win that. It doesn't take the central civilization level down, I'm pretty sure, because I have a fort there. I am moving all my troops in. Alright, so I shouldn't have been so afraid of them. My light cavalry were able to handle them pretty well. And now the question will just be, will I be able to mop them up? And I think the answer to that will be a resounding yes. I should at least get some slaves when I defeat them, although that isn't honestly that great considering they reduced my civilization level in this province by 23. My own power is going to go up, my religion is going to advance, and I am... Let's see how long it'll take. So that one will be ready in about 25 years. as I said, I'm going to just keep trying to get more research points. Looks like the barbarians have been dealt with. I will go ahead and move you down. Maybe move you to here. Let's go ahead and keep some armies up in the north to deal with barbarians. I am going to need to start moving some slaves around again. Let's see. Most of you are Icenia. I might move, and I know that this is a city, but I might move a bunch of the slaves out of this city and into this province so that I can funnel them towards Ireland, or maybe even just funnel them here. So let's go ahead and do that. I don't love moving all those slaves from well, I guess I actually can only move 3 because maybe they're needed for a holding? Or maybe because they're not all Iceni. That's probably it. So I only have 3 Iceni slaves. I have 8 Brigantic. But your policy is increased central civilization, which you already have, which means now your policy is going to be cultural assimilation. And already it's paying off because it now only costs 10 political influence to change the governor policy. Now, now I can change the governor policy all I want here without suffering any tyranny. However, Ireland as well as Scotland, they are in the region of Caledonia, which means they have a different governor, so I'm actually increasing my tyranny every time I change the governor policy costs in any of these provinces. That is kind of annoying, but it just kind of is what it is. It's what's going to happen. We are going to gain 2 popularity and 147 gold. This is a tremendous news. Great day. Citizens are euphoric. That is wonderful. I think that calls for another invention, and I'm thinking monthly popularity gain. Yes. It's nice if my rulers are good and popular, and in this case we'll just make it so that I don't become unpopular quite as fast. That's perfect. I will take that. So I'm 71% of the way to finishing this claim. Let's see if they still only have 1 ally. They do. They have 19 cohorts. I am going to go ahead and increase my fleet maintenance. Still making just buckets of ducats. I still have plenty of people, so I'm not too worried about... I'm actually going to move my heavy army there, as well as my light infantry. I'm going to move this army up to the north to deal with any barbarians that may come. This will be my sieging stack. I'm going to move my heavy infantry army there across the river. Or what am I talking about? Across the channel, not a river. Ooh, and I might think about moving my cavalry as well. Let's go ahead and do that. They'll come all the way south. Is this a fort? Yes, it is. So the first thing I'll have to do is take that fort. What I will do is immediately land men here. Take this little territory, and then move my siege army to here. I like that idea. And then just be ready to move my cavalry over for when this falls. Move my cavalry because they will be quickly able to take a bunch of territory. I'm not necessarily worried about their armies. There is, of course, the chance that I could lose a few men here. But at this point, I have 54,000 men, and I'm gaining more and more each month. I'm not... I might even think about switching my Omen the next time it comes due to manpower recovery speed, just to... Because look at that, maximum 116,000. That's amazing. That's very exciting. We are a very strong kingdom. All right, our claim has been fabricated. So let us go to war. We're going to take Icenia, although what if I just did... What is... Alright, so I'm not necessarily interested in taking a ton of land at this point. Although I could. I mean, there's no reason not to. And I am eventually trying to push down into Gaul and one day maybe take Rome. I could just try to take them as like a vassal state or a tributary state. But let's see. Because I'm not... My main goal isn't necessarily to take... Of course, this is... Get a war bonus, get a war score bonus from winning naval battles. If I blockade a port, you'll receive a ticking war score. That's not all that fantastic because they don't even have a port. It could just show superiority. We get more war score from winning battles. No, I'm going to take it. Take Marinium. There's no penalty for that. I've made the... I fabricated the claim. Let us do it. Alright, and immediately I'm going to go ahead and put you into some boats and move you here. If the war does start to go badly, I might hire some mercenaries to come in and... But I don't really anticipate needing them. Let's go ahead and move you to there. And already 17,820 troops under one of my best generals. My heavy infantry have landed. And the assault into Gaul has begun. For the first time in all of our history, the Icenians have decided to cross the channel. They are interested in more than just the plunder and wealth of Great Britain. They are interested in the plunder and wealth of all of the world. They move into Gaul. They will try to take as many slaves as possible. As you can see, I actually just took a bunch of men and sent them back to Venta. I did just get... I'm going to go ahead and get this. Let's see. I'll go ahead and just accept it from you. Kudos. It seems that the Naviria are reluctant to attack. They know that they will lose. I will go ahead and move my light infantry, my sieging stack in, and then I will go and grab the cavalry, which I will just move to Duriverum in preparation for when they inevitably are asked to come and go slave raiding on the mainland. It looks like the Naviria or Nervia know that they can't win, so they are training their troops up a little bit. This is a interesting development. I still think I will win this battle. I don't... Yeah, there's just not much they can do. They know that they are outclassed troop-wise. We are both better tech, as well as have more heavy infantry. And just like that... Oh, they even have the tactics bonus, but I'm still not too worried. It looks like my heavy infantry will win the day, although I might need to go ahead and think about bringing some reinforcements into the mainland. Alright, this is actually going to be closer than it is. My tactic is very poor here, and they're going to move 3,000 more men. But alas, I will soon be able to move 10,000 more troops into the region. This is a bloodbath. We're just going to pour it in. But right now, it's just some light skirmishers against my heavy infantry. I'm not too worried about that fight. And I have moved my 10,000 men in, which means and now I have the tactics advantage. This is now just a bloodbath, and I will go ahead and mop up. And in the end, we both lost almost exactly the same amount of men. They had more troops, and they lost exactly one less person than we did. In the end, it was a tremendous victory. I think that will almost decide the war. In fact, Can I not siege this? Why can't I? It's... Oh! I moved my skirmishers. Whoops. I can fix that real quick. Let's select you, move you to there. Cool. I moved my skirmishers into this battle and my horsemen onto this siege. Let's see. I think I'm just going to continue on with national citizen output. I want my tech to be as high as possible, because in the end that will help me more than just regaining some manpower I already have plenty of. Now they did a number on this army. That's going to be fine though. Let's see, can I move these horsemen to here? Yes. Take you there. Just in case, I'm going to move these troops into Derovernum, modern day Dover. Just in case I eventually need them. Interesting, the Armenian Civil War has ended. Let's just take a look at what has happened. Oh, our poor Armenia. It is just a shadow of its once former self. Looks like Bactria is at war too. That's interesting. Anyway, this war has begun. It has started out tremendously in my favor. We have made a major victory. We have pushed some slave pops into Venta, where we will continue to just kind of try to convert them into our culture, as well as push Venta into the largest city that it can be, where it will one day be a thriving metropolis, and indeed maybe the center of the world very soon. But that is all that I have for you for today. Tune in next time as we go ahead and continue this war, try to take some more pops from the mainland, maybe even start to take some subject states or even some land. Carthage seems to be doing great. Rome is finally starting to expand. They are pushing their tendrils up into Gaul. And then there is just a mess in the Middle East. Oh, but it seems that the Seleucid Empire has officially changed to the Persian Empire, so that is interesting. And Mariam is attacking the Mahishma. In the end, though, aside from the Marians, maybe the Romans, at least one of the most powerful tribes in Northern Europe, or the most powerful nations in Northern Europe, is the Iceni, and the Iceni wish to continue their expansion. This has been Ben the Bold. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed it, go ahead and like it. Maybe even subscribe if you want to see what happens in this war. And I will see you, hopefully, tomorrow.